Welcome to Reimagining Port Cities, Understanding Space, Society and Culture. It is time to trim the sails and to inquire what catalyzes change in port cities. Ports and cities face global urgencies, including climate change, sea level rise, migration, the energy transition, and local urgencies such as education and job creation. Many spatial issues of port cities are complicated because of stakeholders' varying degrees of commitment to port or city interests. Climate change-related changes, and notably sea level rise, pose particular threats to port cities and coastal landscapes, as well as other water bodies. Adapting port cities will require ingenuity and an integrated perspective on water and land. Port and city actors will have to develop new approaches in spatial planning, economic development, and everyday life. These challenges are also an opportunity for conscious interventions towards sustainable and socially just development. And port cities are particularly well placed to initiate them. In fact, such challenges are not new to port cities. Over the centuries, port cities have adapted to diverse challenges, both local and global ones. Natural catastrophes, human-made disasters, wars, and political or economic, social transformations have forced and inspired individual ports and cities, or groups of them, to plan for change. The city of Istanbul, for example, maintains important maritime connections and has seen major changes over thousands of years under the name of first Byzantium and then Constantinople. Port cities are posts of defense, places of hinterland access, and hubs of maritime travel. This map of the British Empire suggests that all ports are connected to each other via the sea and must provide appropriate facilities and adequate depth for ships of evolving size and different types of goods. As we engage with a new round of transitions, many of which are related to maritime practices and water, it is time to explore a few examples of change in port cities, their impact on space, society, and culture, and to examine the tools that port city stakeholders have used to steer these developments over hundreds of years. To facilitate maritime flows and for the benefit of trade, port city actors around the world have frequently appropriated and developed new spaces, technologies, institutional frameworks, policies, legislation, and planning tools. In London, for example, docks were constructed in the 19th and earliest 20th century to facilitate shipping. Ports around the world copied the new type of port construction. But other cities developed tidal ports. Hamburg stands as an example. Yet other cities, such as Brooklyn, developed finger piers. Each port city also had to develop responses to deal with new technologies or other global transformations. Some of the causes for these changes are not easily identified. The introduction of the telegraph, for example, provided ship owners with advanced knowledge of the arrival of ships, changing how port work was organized and how ports function. Individual cities have dealt with local challenges, including destruction through wars, the bombing of Kobe, or natural disasters, as shown here in the case of Chile. They have addressed these challenges in line with the political, economic, and social conditions of the time and place, and the policy and planning tools available. Cities have also devised unique ways to protect the local environment or their citizens, depending on local or national needs and possibilities. As we will see, one example of global change is the petroleum revolution, which has led to numerous planned and unplanned changes in ports, cities, and landscapes. Another example is containerization, which has been a catalyst for many different kinds of change, including the construction of new ports and waterfront regeneration.